What's up, you guys? Welcome back to day 2 of Midsummer Scream's vlog extravaganza. Today we are heading down to the Hall of Shadows to check out every single haunted house they have there to offer. We already did a couple just to scope it out and they were fantastic, so I can't wait for you guys to see. We already filmed the Not Scary Farm panel and that video is already live. Today is actually going to be the Halloween Horror Nights panel. And I think that's the one thing that I'm the most excited about because Halloween Horror Nights to me holds a very special place in my heart. I absolutely love that event. So let's get some announcements. Let's get some inside sneak peek previews and I cannot wait for you guys to see. So let's go get spooky. All right, we found one of the SCPs. He got loose. I'm supposed to present this card.
If you wish to contain me, then in fear you can't hide. Put your hand in my chest and then say what's inside.
Okay, let's see. It feels like slime.
Yes, but there's something in the slime if you care to comment.
Oh, it feels like some chains. Like a dog tag?
What was that?
Like a dog tag?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And happy hunting.
Thank you. Wow, look at this. This is like a cool little collectible card. It is time. Let's go check out the Hall of Shadows.
Shadows is a thing of the perpetual torment. Turn back now, or you'll retreat by salvation.
Hello.
Welcome to the Hall of Shadows.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you say welcome to Midsummer Scream?
Welcome to Midsummer Scream.
It smells like fog in here. I love it. I cannot wait. I think, woo, let's go to the Twilight Zone. careful.
And new sir, let me see that smile. Oh,
We've had a few minor issues, but nothing too crazy. Come on in. The film crew, apparently. We're coming right to the middle, boy. We came here all the way from Denver, Colorado. Appreciate you having us out. This here gold mine was founded in 1880 by the German Feather Mining Company. They used dynamite to blast deep into this here earth. Eventually, the blast is so damn deep, need to build this rickety old thing, take us all the way down. Yes, folks, lots and lots of gold miners go down, they never make it back up, but I wouldn't worry about a thing. We haven't had any real problems in about 2 days now, so I'd say we're super safe. Oh, God, we're all gonna die. Oh, no. What the hell is that? I don't like it one bit. Watch your step. Go real.
now it's time for the Halloween Horror Nights panel, and look how crazy the line is. We're being let in. Woo.
We've saved one of the biggest treats for last. Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Nights. Will there be a glimpse of things to come this Halloween? Of course. Will there be a major reveal? You can bet your life. Here's the man sinister plan. All the way from Ireland, please welcome John Murdy.
Okay, let me start with this, okay? Thank you. Thank you. For anybody who does what we do with Halloween Horror Nights, everybody who works on this event, all the talented men and women, if there's one thing we know is that we are extremely lucky and extremely privileged to be able to do what we do and create what we create for all of you, because without you, I would probably be operating a puppet show somewhere in Dublin, you know, on Grafton Street. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. How about an announcement right out of the gate? Yeah! Monstros, the monsters of Latin America. Study this real well, there's going to be a quiz at the end, okay? So what is this? This is an all-new haunted house that features 3 infamous monsters, or monstros, which is Spanish for monsters, of Latin America. Let's meet the monstros. We'll start with our first one, and this is, I'll give anybody a penny if you can pronounce this name. Anybody? Tlahupuchi. Tlahupuchi. Some people think the origins of the story go back to Aztec times. That's how old it is. But I'll give you the version that's the most common version, right? Because there are variations to the story. But in the most common version, anybody can be a Tlahupuchi. Could be you, could be you, could be you. You don't know when you're a little kid that you're a Tlahupuchi until you reach like puberty. And then things start to change, yes they do. And you become aware that you are in fact a Tlahupuchi. So a Tlahupuchi has to do a very, very specific ceremony, and then it transforms into one of a series of animals. But the most common one is a turkey vulture. So this is our iteration of Tlahupuchi. We kind of have 2 different versions going on here. The one you see in the white dress, that's more pale skin, that's a brand new Tlahupuchi, just started feeding. The one you see in the red, that's a Tlahupuchi that's been around for a while and has ingested a lot of blood. Our next monster is La Lechuza. Some of you were right on the internet. Some of you, I think we're doing La Lechuza. I have no idea how you got that, but you were right. La Lechuza, also known as the Owl Witch, okay? And this comes from all over Mexico, but it also comes from the southwestern United States, particularly Texas. And I'll give you again the most common iteration of this story. There's an old woman who lives in a village. She's the kind of old woman that, you know, people whisper about, and people become convinced that she's a witch, so they put her to death. But she comes back as La Lechuza. So she's a combination old woman and a witch. And there's one particular thing the La Lechuza does that's extremely creepy. And again, you can go on the internet and read all about this. There's like endless Reddit pages about people's encounters with La Lechuzas. But one thing that it does is late at night, if you're in your house and you hear a baby crying, don't go outside. Because the La Lechuza can disguise its voice to sound like an infant crying. And then when you go out of the house to see what's going on, it swoops down and picks you up. And this is our design for La Lechuza. And that brings us to our third and possibly last monster. And that is El Silban. I bet you didn't figure this one out, right? Nobody? Okay. El Silban, which translates to the Whistler, is from the Los Llanos region of Colombia, Venezuela. And it's another great story. Different iterations of the story, I'll give you the most common one. So there's a boy, which is really like a late teenager boy, living on a farm, fairly well off. He falls in love with a woman that the father does not approve of. The father tells him, get rid of this woman, but he's in love and he doesn't get rid of him. So one day the father comes into the barn and he catches the boy and the girl, And he flies into a rage and he murders the girl. Kills her right in front of the son. The son flies into a rage and murders his father. And then granddad comes home, sees what's been done, and he takes the boy out to the field, ties him to a post, whips him repeatedly with a whip until the flesh falls off his back. Then he takes like limes and like tequila and pours it in the wounds. And if that wasn't bad enough, then he sets wild dogs upon him that rip him to shreds. And as this horribly mutilated guy is stumbling towards the woods, the grandfather comes up to him and hands him the sack of his father's bones, his murdered father's bones, and says, "You are condemned for all time to carry the bones of your murdered father on your back." And he disappears into the woods, and he's not seen again. And then eventually this creature comes out of the woods that is now known as El Saban. And it's a towering creature. Some say he's like 10, 12 feet tall. Really, really skinny, carrying the bones of his murdered father on his back. This is the sculpt from Muerte. And again, it has a movable jaw so that it can actually lip sync to track. This is Patrick's sculpt for La Lechuza. And this is his sculpt for El Saban. And he sent me this really cool video, so you can like watch it. The Universal Monsters legacy at Halloween Horror Nights continues with the house we just announced on Friday, I believe. Universal Monsters Unmasked. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde isn't a Universal Monster movie. Au contraire. It is. We made a silent version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like before the studio even came west and became Universal Studios Hollywood. It was what was called a two-reeler in those days. 2 reels of film, 26 minutes long, silent film. So we thought we should bring Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and fold him into the Universal Monster family because he was literally the first monster we ever did at Universal. The Rat Lady. And the idea is that this is a woman that's down in the catacombs, you know, scouring for any food she could find, so she's literally eating rats. So, and we just recently filmed her, she also appears on video. And this is from that. This is like an hour-and-a-half long makeup. It's all prosthetic makeup. And you remember back in 2021, we had to all wear masks, we're still in that point. So, like, nobody ever got to see what the Bride of Frankenstein looked like. And people have been asking me on Twitter, and you know, hey, can we see what the Bride of Frankenstein looked like? So I brought this with me. I just thought you might like enjoy this. This is a time lapse that Pat McGee shot of the Bride of Frankenstein's makeup. So it's full prosthetic makeup to get that burned look. It's probably an hour in the chair, a little bit longer. And I was thinking, it's such a shame that nobody got to see that, right? Seems like you should get an opportunity to see that, doesn't it? We're gonna do a little something. We've been doing more and more of what we call these character interactions, just like places where you can discover a character where you normally wouldn't find one. So keep your eyes peeled this year at Horror Nights. You might just run into the bride.
Midsummer Scream 2023 is in the books, and you guys, it was fantastic. The show floor was incredible. I'm actually surprised though, I didn't buy a lot of stuff, but I did get a spooky black cat clock. Yeah, its little tail goes back and forth, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, I didn't buy a lot of things. I was very impressed with the Hall of Shadows though. What a fantastic setup with all those haunted houses. I have to say the highlight for me, as per usual, was the Not Scary Farm panel. We did get a new character reveal. We got a new shop that's going to be in the Emporium, and we got a new interactive lantern that's going to have at least 50 interaction points. So that's very exciting. I can't wait to check that out. Then Halloween Horror Nights announced 2 new mazes, one based off of Latin America, and then the other one that is based off Universal Monsters. Very excited to see that. Universal is always holding a special place in my heart that has a lot of, I don't know, nostalgia for me. So the Horror Nights one takes the cake, but overall a fantastic weekend. And I want to thank you guys for following along with me. So let's start spooky season. It's here. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you guys haven't. A like is always appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the fog.